I'm going to guess it's kind of dizzying trying to keep up with all of these early actions that are already overwhelming the immigration system. What is most notable to you at this moment, just a few days into Trump's presidency?
Yeah, I mean, a lot is not a surprise. Unfortunately, most of what he's been doing, he told us he was going to do in his campaign and prior to inauguration. I think one of the main outcomes we're seeing already is the fear that this is stoking in the community, whether or not large scale detention and deportation takes place. The effect is that it has stokes fear in the community, and it changes the way that people interact with their communities, with the police, if they're comfortable reporting violent crime that happens to them, whether they feel comfortable sending their kids to school. So that's already happening. That effect has already taken place, even though we haven't seen large scale enforcement measures, at least in Minneapolis.
Right, and at least not yet. Meantime, Congress has passed the Lake and Riley Act, which is seen as an early win for Trump. Of course, as you point out quite rightly, that Trump campaigned on changes to the immigration system. How does this target immigrants who have committed a crime?
So, Immigration and Customs Enforcement has always been able to arrest and detain people here without status and people that had committed crimes. What it does is it means that mandatory detention means that people cannot be released, even if they're able to prove that they are not violent, that they're not a flight risk, the kind of same bond or bail procedures that we would see in the criminal context. That is not available to non-citizens held in ICE detention. And so it's that folks who may have been convicted of shoplifting will be detained the entire time that they're going through their immigration proceedings and will not be released regardless of equities in their case.
So Trump said that he will target automatic citizenship and he will end birthright citizenship, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe is in the Constitution. How would this play out? How would it be implemented? And we should also point out there are a number of states that have already launched lawsuits against this,
including my own. So I'm proud of that. Yeah, you're right. It is a constitutional guarantee in the United States. And the way that the executive order was worded made it sound like there is not agreement on whether birthright citizenship applies to children of unauthorized immigrants. And that's just not the case. There is widespread agreement that birthright citizenship is for everyone who was born on U.S. soil. So those lawsuits are already filed, are underway. The constitutional guarantees remain in place. I do think it's worth noting, though, that President Trump has authority over the agencies that issue documentation of citizenship. So he can't just take away someone's citizenship, but he can make it really hard for people to prove it.
All right, Hanne, it sounds like you're going to be busy over these next few weeks, possibly months. Appreciate you taking the time to speak with us this morning. Hanne Sandison is the Refugee and Immigrant Program Director with the Advocates for Human Rights.